Episode titled The Living Things. Today is a very gloomy day. Heavy grey rain is falling outside. Peppa is sitting absolutely alone in the large living room. She is drawing on a piece of paper. There is complete silence in the house. You can only hear the heavy raindrops loudly hitting the glass. Drip, drop, drip. Mummy Pig went upstairs. Daddy Pig is sleeping soundly. Peppa is very bored. Suddenly, the red telephone on the table begins to ring. Ring, ring. Peppa walks up to the table. She picks up the receiver. She expects Grandpa Pig to be calling. But a very strange, dry whisper sounds from the phone. "We see everything," says the telephone. Peppa is frightened. She quickly puts the receiver back down. The phone stops ringing. But Peppa notices something terrifying. The plastic red body of the phone has bent slightly. A very wide, creepy smile has appeared on it. Peppa slowly steps backward. She looks at Daddy Pig's favorite green armchair. The armchair suddenly begins to creak loudly. It very slowly turns right towards Peppa. A dark slit opens on the green soft fabric. It is a huge mouth. Long and very sharp teeth can be seen inside. The armchair says nothing. It simply stares motionlessly at the little pig with its creepy, toothy smile. Peppa feels very cold. She wants to run away to the kitchen, but the tall wooden door suddenly closes all by itself. Click! The door is tightly locked. The doorknob slowly presses downwards, as if an invisible stranger's hand is pushing it. The books on the shelf begin to move. They open and close all by themselves. Flap, flap. It looks as if someone transparent is quickly reading all of them at once. The pictures on the walls are changing too. They used to show beautiful yellow flowers. Now the flowers have withered. Their petals have turned absolutely black. The television in the corner of the room turns on by itself, but there are no happy cartoons about potatoes on the screen. The screen shows Peppa herself from behind. Peppa sees in the television that the tall yellow floor lamp is rising behind her back. Black spider legs appear from under the lampshade. The lamp takes one quiet step towards Peppa. Then it takes a second step. The wall clock above the fireplace begins to tick much too fast. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The round, white face of the clock becomes like one large, unblinking eye. The eye carefully follows Peppa's every single movement. The large red carpet on the floor begins to move in waves. It moves exactly as if something enormous is crawling underneath it. The edges of the carpet slowly rise up. The things in the room want to catch Peppa. The toothy armchair creaks. The telephone smiles wider. The spider lamp looms right over her head. The window is tightly closed, but an icy wind blows in the room. Peppa sits down on the floor. She tightly covers her eyes with her little hooves. She does not want to see anything anymore. She is very deeply terrified. Suddenly, there is a loud click. The door opens. Peppa flinches and quickly opens her eyes. Her younger sister Evie walks into the living room. "It is time to eat," says Evie quietly. Peppa quickly looks around. The green armchair stands straight against the wall. It has no sharp teeth. The floor lamp stands in the corner without any scary spider legs. The clock ticks rhythmically. The television is turned off. The red telephone looks absolutely ordinary. The books sit quietly on the shelf. Everything has become normal again. The objects are just things once more. Peppa breathes out with relief. She takes her younger sister by the hand. Together, they walk out of the living room to the bright kitchen. But Peppa does not notice one tiny detail. When the wooden door closes behind them, the brass doorknob slowly and creepily smiles into the empty room. Good night, Peppa. Episode titled Peppa's New House. It was a normal morning. There were boxes all around the pig family house. Mummy Pig was packing dishes. Daddy Pig was carrying things to the car. George was holding his dinosaur, and Peppa was looking at the empty living room. Today, the family was moving to a new house. Daddy Pig said the house was bigger, brighter, and not far from the forest. Peppa was happy at first, but when they arrived, she felt strangely quiet inside. The new house stood on a hill. It had large windows, a long hallway, and stairs that creaked even during the day. Mummy Pig said it was only the old floor. Daddy Pig laughed and started carrying boxes inside. George quickly found a place for his dinosaur in the living room. Peppa went to see her room. She shared it with George as usual, but the room was bigger than before. In the corner stood an old wardrobe that had already been in the house. Peppa opened the wardrobe. It was empty inside, but on the back wall, there were small scratches. They looked almost like letters, but Peppa could not read them. She closed the wardrobe and decided not to think about it. All day, the family unpacked. By evening, the house almost felt cozy. Mummy Pig made dinner, Daddy Pig said the move had gone well, and George fell asleep earlier than usual. At night, Peppa woke up. The room was dark. George was sleeping quietly nearby. At first, Peppa thought she had heard the stairs creak. Then the sound came again, but closer. It was not coming from the hallway, it was coming from the wardrobe. Peppa sat up in bed and looked toward the corner. The wardrobe door was slightly open, even though she was sure she had closed it. Peppa quietly got out of bed and walked closer. Inside the narrow gap, there was only darkness. Then a face appeared in that darkness. It was Peppa, the same as her but wrong. Her smile was too still, her eyes did not blink, and her head was tilted to one side. Peppa stepped back. The other Peppa did not move. She only stared. Peppa wanted to call Mummy Pig, but her voice would not come out. Then the clone whispered, "You are sleeping in my room." Peppa closed her eyes. When she opened them again, the wardrobe was shut. In the morning, she told her family. Daddy Pig said it had been a dream. Mummy Pig stroked Peppa's head and said the new house simply felt unfamiliar. During the day, everything was normal, but Peppa noticed that the wardrobe sometimes opened by itself, just a little. George pointed at it with his dinosaur and said, "Peppa." Peppa asked why he had said that. George only shrugged. The next night, Peppa woke again. The wardrobe was open wider. The other Peppa was standing inside. Now she was not only a face, she stood there completely holding a small box. "I moved here too," she said. Peppa hid under the blanket, but the voice was already closer. "Now there are two of us." In the morning, the wardrobe was empty, but a box was lying on the floor. Peppa opened it. Inside was a family photograph. In it, Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig, George, and two Peppas stood in front of the new house. One smiled normally. The other looked straight at Peppa and did not blink.